Welcome to day 15 of Channeling Jesus. Everything is much better at the beach. So I'm going to call in Jesus now, actually. You can see how I do it. I call upon Jesus Christ to guide this conversation. I'm your instrument. I am your instrument. It feels a little bit on display because this is a very personal relationship that I have with Jesus. I have a personal, internal relationship with Him. And it feels sort of weird to talk about that connection on camera, if that makes sense. But guide my thoughts, Jesus. Guide my actions. Guide my words. Guide what will be in the highest upliftment for this program and for the upliftment of the being and empowerment of the ones watching. Thank you. Amen. It's so nice to be in these bodies. It's so nice to feel sand under the feet. It's so nice to just feel the environment and just feel the delicious, deepening, feeling deeply into your feet. You don't have to be at the beach to do this. It just helps a lot. Feel the feet and just connect and feel the body. Feel what sensation is there. I notice some sensations in my left, like muscle here somewhere. Notice some tension there. Just notice. Notice what's going on in the body. This is the way that you get to know your body. Really, and just pay attention. Does it have any pain? Any aches? Just feel. Don't let this be something you do only when you meditate. You know? Do it regularly also. When you walk around. Don't be in such a hurry to get from A to B. Sometimes maybe you are in a hurry, but sometimes try and utilize your time to let the body enjoy this experience. Because the body, the energy of the body is much like a very loyal dog. That's what the energy, it can do so much with energy. It's your loyal companion. It's your best friend here. And it would be very beneficial for you to get to know your body. Your relationship with your body is your relationship with the feminine. And I would say your relationship with truth, higher truth, is your relationship with the masculine. Can be a lot of confusion there in order to have that clear. So those two main energies are what we are looking to harmonize. Knowing, the correct knowing, the correct knowledge of how things operate, that's what we're providing. Knowledge of how things work, how things operate, that needs to be in place. So we're developing that. So you're gaining. And then we have the connection with the body. The connection with the body can feel everything that's going on. It gets very fun when you start to get this sensitive with your body. Then you can sense things a mile away. You can feel it. It is a sense. Your field can expand quite big. So we can feel things. And we get information. We can also pull in our field, our energy field, so that it's more closer to the body. Then we don't feel as much. So we can play with this. If you don't want to feel, you can make you feel smaller. And then you're also not attracting anyone. You're more quiet, more like a mouse, your energy field. So you can play with this. And then you can make your field bigger so that you are calling attention. And you can play with this. And then you can make it really small again. And then you can be bigger. And then you can be more joyful and more bigger in your energy. I'm laughing, this is so fun. And so we can play with this energy. This is a game. I'm teaching you how to play with energy. And so there's a way you can be big and there's a way that you can be small. Sometimes it can be appropriate to be small because you don't want to, maybe you're in a shopping mall, you don't want to feel what other people are feeling. So you make your energy feel small, condensed, centralized inside your body. And then, once you're out, you're back again, you can open up, breathe a bit more. If we're in an environment that's like the beach, it's easier to do. Because our body recycles energy also. So if you don't pull in your energy, usually you can feel stuff and it sort of lingers in the field and you can get tired and stuff like that. Being to the mall, you might have realized, gets you tired. That is why. because of all the different energies that the body picks up from its environment. And so you as the soul can shrink your energy. This is just pure intention. You just do it. And you just feel like, okay, it's in. Now it's out. Okay, we're splurging now. This is an instant, it's just your focus you're adjusting here. Your focus on what you perceive, on what you're pulling your attention to from, you know? So you can play with this. So if you don't want to have information about what's around you, you can pull your energy in. But if you want information from that around you, you can extend. And you can start to get curious. That's what, when people are curious, some people say nosy, you can focus the energy on a particular group of people if you want to have more information about them. That's what many beings are doing. But then they start to mimic those people, and they don't even realize why. It's because they're feeling the other person, and then they're feeling what the other person is feeling, and then they're just doing the same thing energetically. So these things are very good to distinguish, so that you know that that's the body's game, and you as the soul have effect on how you maneuver this. But it does take to integrate the masculine and the feminine, and not project your masculine or your feminine onto your partner. Many do that in partnerships. So just be aware of that. Because it's easy to project, as a man, it's easy to project their masculinity onto a woman from a dualistic perspective, if that is the habit. Actually, regardless of the habit, because it can be many different things, right? So whatever is being projected, it's usually an angle. And so beings can be on different sides of that, and it can look different, but it's always about these two parts, the masculine and the feminine, the one that works with the intellect and the knowing and all of that, with the energy that operates the body. Those two are the main energies within everyone, and the relationship to that. Many women, they project and they disown their masculine, and the masculine disowns their feminine. That's what's going on. And so what that does is then you have disowned parts of yourself and superimposed it on someone else. You're not really meant to do that, but that is what relationship in this society looks like right now. It doesn't need to look like that, but that's what it looks like right now. And that it's not correct behavior, let's call it, because you're not going to be able to land your soul like that. Because if you're projecting onto the other person, you're not fully owning both aspects of you and be in integrity with your higher calling. That is what is meant to get online first, so that you are aligned with your soul, and then you can start to think about having a partner if you want to do that, if it makes sense. But it becomes more of a conscious game, not from the ego mind, but from the soul, from what you came here to do. it is more important, you know? And then things matter to you. But many beings are still working on getting that connection so that they don't project the other half onto the partner, so that they actually work. They're supposed to use the partner as springboard to learn and to harmonize. Just like seeing patterns in the other one. So it can be patterns that you're working on, or that you have. What's a good pattern? Can we use an example? Well, there can be patterns of me, for example. I had a pattern come up recently where I have been okay with basically helping for free. And then I saw that the more that I did that, the more I was not helping the person, because the person didn't really do what I saw was like the gift from God. But then I didn't do it. And then I came back, and then I sort of fixed them and corrected their energy so they felt better. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. But then they never really did anything. And so then I went, I see. I'm actually enabling them. So I wasn't loving to myself because I didn't value myself enough. And so getting into something would be then, I would see, I'm looking for patterns. And I saw that pattern, which was my pattern, what I did in the dualistic perspective. And so that pattern, when I saw that pattern portrayed in another person, I went, okay, then I know why this was there. It was a test. And you don't have to go in to that relationship, because then you know. So I didn't have to go in there. Sometimes people go in there to learn that, and it takes them 10 years. But you can do it in like much shorter, like a couple of days. That's what it took me. And so I went in there, I noticed a pattern, and I was like, cool. I addressed the pattern. And then that was it. Then I realized, thank you. That was that. That was the only thing that was trying to show me so far. And if it stays like that, it stays like that. If it changes, it changes. But I know now what is the correct alignment for me to be connected to this stream. So that's what I'm following now. I follow nothing, no other external things are dictating that. This is the connection that I'm paying attention to. So this is the connection that I'm strengthening within my body. And that's how Jesus comes through. It's so beautiful. These bodies, they are so beautiful. They are so wonderful. And you can, when you are connected like this, you can smell whenever there is something, when you train your animal to see these patterns, it's easy and it can save you years. Because you will see the connection that needs to be seen in order to step up to the next level of comprehension that is the next step in your evolutionary journey as a soul. There is an evolution of the soul as well. There's also an evolution of the body, and then there is an evolution of the soul with the body. Right? That is the evolution of the soul. How much does the soul comprehend the body and can work with the body? To what? To create miracles. First, these patterns needs to be seen and corrected. Then, that's the first. We need to take back our power, so they say. But what does that mean? It means this connection, the body, the masculine. So that you take both of those aspects internally, because you are the one governing your life. You are the one that dictates what's going to happen, even if it seems like someone else is making the decisions. Energetically, you're doing a lot. You are making decisions all the time. So it can look something else, but it's also about integrating that decision making into the physical, so it becomes physical, so you actually verbalize it. If you don't, if you just be in the energy world and send thoughts and manipulate in that way, you haven't developed as a person to basically bring in your soul's expressions through the body, which is the soul's development. And that is how the soul develops through a body, to communicate what is about the soul, that has something to do with the soul, to be able to speak, to feel the body enough so that it knows how to get it comfortable and knows what it needs, gets the right nutrition, that you have harmonized enough of these lower codependent ways of behaving so that you are one whole individual. Because remember, the lower chakras is about survival, it's about sexuality, it's about power, and those things are the dualistic world until you have harmonized enough and maintain your enough energy so that you can keep your own flow, so that you don't need anyone for that connection from your divine. And then it seems like you don't need anyone. And in a way you don't, but in a way you do. Because when you align with that stream provides everything for you. Also, the connections with the people you need to see, but you need to go through that connection. And that's not something that's on all the time necessarily. Sometimes people can be aware of it, sometimes they might lose their awareness temporarily. So it's about developing and strengthening that connection so that you continue on your journey to evolve as a soul within your precious bodies. That is the journey that you're on, my dear sweet souls. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Ciao. Oi. You know, I paid attention because I saw that these people came. It was almost just me here. I think it was just a few way over there, and there was no one here. And then I noticed some of them, and then is when he started talking about this field, and I knew that it was doing it because of me, because I paid attention there, and so it helped me to do this so that I didn't pay too much attention to them, and now there's so many here. And that helps, you see, that helps the body. So this is now they're helping me, helping my body to share with me ways that I can assist my body better to harmonize. Harmonize and what happened yesterday and the day before. Oh, not yesterday, but the day before. Where I felt like I didn't know exactly how to manage it. So it's this, right? And this is how we learn also. We learn, and we learn by experiencing and noticing and paying attention to all what's going on, right? And so, I love that. I really hope that that helped you, and please share in the comments what you felt. I mean, this is obviously the body speaking. I hope you can tell. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow, and I'll see you. See you then. Ciao.